Undying hope is the future, standing for leadership. Whoa, whoa. Standing for love and unity, standing for education, standing for peace. Undying hope is standing for entrepreneurship, standing for truth and hope that never dies. Standing for leadership, whoa, whoa. Standing for love and unity, standing for education, standing for peace. Undying hope is standing for entrepreneurship, standing for truth. Undying hope is standing for education, standing for truth.
Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Undying Hope Media. I'm Aluel, and this is Teal, my husband. We are here today with a nuggets of hope. And like we said last time, or for those who did not watch the show last time, nuggets, it's mean pieces by pieces. So this uh, Undying Hope Journey is all about little stories about Teal and how he started and his journey as a child up to now. So we decided we should share with you guys. Um, but before we share, we're gonna play a small clip, and this clip it's all about Undying Hope. And those students are part of Undying Hope. Those are the students that we sponsor, and we help as much as we can. And we said you can do it. So if we can reach up to here, we didn't reach easily. We went through a lot, but also we're encouraging them to tell them that just keep pushing, and you will be there. So let's watch the clip together. We're back. Thank you for watching. It's not a long
Yes.
clip. It's small clip. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for those who are watching right now, and for those who will watch later. We appreciate your time that you spend with us. So we are learning from each other. So nobody says that I know it all,
That's true.
but you share what you have. You cannot withhold what you have. If you know you can share it, and some other people can learn from it. So today's nuggets of hope, we're gonna continue with where we started. We will remind you guys a little bit before we jump into the next story. And last time we talked about Till's childhood, and when he used to study with kerosene lamp
Yeah.
and moonlight, and the struggle continue as he grew up, but he never gave up. Uh, no lack of light stop him from studying. And a lot of people who grew up in a will and who grew up in places that where there's no light, I know for sure how kids struggle just to study at night. And during a day they have a lot of activities to do, but during a night also that's the only time that they sit and study. But they go through a lot. So Teal is one of the people who went through a lot, and it's good we're sharing this. So they always say that your past define you, and you always should remember your past. So
Of
yeah.
course, that's not defined.
Uh,
Yeah.
so today we're gonna continue with your story.
Mhm.
And the first story was in northern Sudan,
The
northern
South
south
Sudan.
northern South Sudan, before we became a country. And it continues. Still, we're still not a country by that time. And Teal told us about his childhood also, when he started to work in a store at the young age.
I was 9 years old.
Uh-huh. And from that experience, he had a lot of experiences when it come to working. He worked at early in age. And then when he moved to Khartoum, also he continued with working, and but this time he started his own business. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you. You know, the best gift I would say that my dad gave me is when school closed. Um, After the whole of world was burned down in 1986, and so the school were closed, and my dad, first thing, he took me and my brother uh, to work in mechanic in a place called Zira. I didn't do well there because I had asthma, and every time Malim, my boss, would say, tight screw. Uh,
Bring a screw or something?
yeah, and I would bring the wrong one, and he will hit me on my head, and I was just a little boy, and I cry, and when I cry, right, the asthma attacked me, and then they rushed me to hospital. So, and my dad saw that I wouldn't. So then he took me to a store to work, and left my brother in a mechanic, and there I did very well. I did very well. I was able to know a lot of things within a very short time. That the store was, we sell things in the store, and it also a wholesale, and then there was also a pharmacy within the store.
Oh, it was a big
And
store.
when you were there in Awil, we
Yeah,
went
I
there,
saw
and I
it.
saw you the place where I used to work, and I was so short because 9 years old. Imagine, and I could not reach to the
The counter.
bench, yeah, to sell things. So I would, they gave me something to stand on, and then I would sell stuff. Now, in that store, I learned a lot about business techniques, and also working with people. The person that I was working for, he actually trusted me. Sometimes I even go and deposit um revenues in the bank account, and it was just amazing. And it's something that I will encourage uh, parents, that if there's opportunity for your child to work early, do it, because that what helped me even later on, even now, um, that I was able um, to know how to count money, and
How to
and
sell,
and how to sell,
how to be patient with
how to be
customers.
patient to be customers, how to maintain a smile even when things
Difficult.
are tough. And so that experience later on helped me. Even when we will be talking in Khartoum part, but it was a very very great experience that I will always thank my dad for giving me that opportunity to work at an early age. So it's time to
Time to
remember.
fly.
Yeah, yes.
So, what do you think about our kids these days that are very entitled? That a lot of them are growing up not knowing how to work,
Yeah.
and especially for those who their situation is way better than the rest
Uh-huh.
financially, the life living. I think we as parents we're providing everything for the kids that we're
Yeah,
not letting them
yeah,
work
yeah,
so they can earn money. So
yeah.
what do you think about our kids these
These
days?
days, I would say a lot of kids they build sense of entitlement, and they said, in the back of their mind, you brought me to this world, and it is your responsibility to
To take
to
care of
to
me.
take care of me.
uh,
And that I think is not a good way. I know a friend in the US. When we were in the US, he shared this that is actually similar to what my dad did, and I remember sharing it with you. That he made sure all his children are working, even though he was a well-to-do person, but he made sure all his children works, and that help his children later on to go to college and continue to work. So it's something, a habit or a culture that it would be nice.
if we implement that with our
Yeah, we
children.
steal that in our children. Anything. It doesn't have, like some people may say, our economy is bad, we don't have jobs, but anything, even just farming, taking your children to go and farm, that is great. You maybe build relationship with the close by store or restaurant or something. You know, a child develop uh, a sense of reliance on themselves, and they don't take anything for granted. They know, wow, my dad, if this is how you make money, then my dad and my mom, they must have worked very hard. So they start to know that.
You remember when you were not here and then you send money to Thomas's phone and say take your mom
Yeah.
and your sister out for Valentine Day,
Yes.
and he paid for our dinner,
Yeah.
and he was like, I can't believe, is this how dad spend money?
Yes.
Yeah. And he was like, I'm broke.
That's a good example.
Yep,
Yes, that's
yep,
a good
yep, yep.
example.
And then I told him this is how it is when you ask like you want this and that. Everything is a budget.
Yes.
And yeah, everything is a budget. All right, okay, TL. Of all right, from your childhood, when you with the experience that you had in Nawil, then now you moved to Khartoum.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Becoming IDPs.
Okay, what
Yeah.
is? Can you tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about what is IDP mean?
Yes. IDP is a terminology from the United Nations. So it's I for internally, D for displaced, and P is for persons. So internally
This
displaced
person.
persons. So basically, when war broke out, or what happened is some people they move from the war place to
To
another
another
place.
place.
So that means you are internally displaced. You are inside, but you displaced from your home. Yeah, and if you run across the border to another country, now that is
That's
called refugee.
refugee.
So you become a refugee, and we'll be talking about this in the next session. So So all South Sudanese that were in northern Sudan, any part of northern Sudan,
They were all IDP.
they were IDPs. So um, that's a terminology from United Nations.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And from there, from Khartoum, after your family moved to, when the war broke out in Awil and
Mhm.
everybody have to run, your family moved to Khartoum. So,
Yes.
and that's in the stories, like that's where you started your own business.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. In Khartoum, I learned from the experience when I was working in Awil, and I put together my own business and selling things. So I started selling in school. So
Mm,
I went to this IDP's a school called Salam Madrasa Salam Al Mutawassita,
mhm,
um, and Salam Intermediate School.
mhm.
Yes. So and there, that's why I started first to build relationship first with the students, and then I
Not
start
selling.
selling. Yeah, and I start selling things.
And business is all about building relationship
Yeah.
with the neighbor. If you have a store in the neighborhood or you have something small like this one,
Yes.
it may call what Tabalia or something like that.
Yeah. Tablis used to call Santos Limited for selling uh, wild fruits
Uh-huh.
and candies, different things, just like that picture there.
And in school also you have to build that relationship with
Yes.
friends so they can buy from you instead of taking
Yes.
for free. And when it comes to building a relationship,
Hmm.
in everything that we need to do in this life, we have to build relationship with
Yes.
our surroundings. If you are a salesperson, you have to build a relationship with the people that are you are selling to.
Yes.
And if you anything in life that you want to do, you have to build that relationship for you to be able to deal with people.
Yeah.
So relationship is really really important. So can you tell us about how important relationship building relationship is, from a family level to a country level, for example.
Yeah. I'll start with you. Yeah. Now, our relationship is very strong, and the love that we share with you, it didn't just happen. I learned from experience to build relationship, and that start in a will. When I was 9 years old, you will see our store. People come from villages to come and buy things from the store I was working in. It's not that there are no stores for buying, selling salt or oil or soap uh, before even arriving to my store. It's because the relationship that I built, they pass all the stores coming from village. Imagine walking, and they come all the way, and you see a line of people,
Coming,
lining
those little
up to
boy.
build. Yeah, and that the type of relationship that later on helped me to also know in Khartoum, man, I don't need to be a burden for my mom and dad. I want to even help them, you know. So I built relationship within the school right away, and I was a school monitor. Like they put me there to be in charge of this class, and that gave me opportunity to
Get
also
to
sell things in the class candies and in the neighborhood as well. You see a lot of people lining up, and I have a bicycle. I also rent out bicycle in the neighborhood. So when you come to my tablia, you see a lot of children around me, a lot, and that helped me later on to even
I
to
would tell that story for
yeah.
myself.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that helped us actually in our marriage. When Till wanted to marry me, he wasn't around. He left. I'm the one who knew him. Our family knew each other, and And when my dad heard about our relationship, and he wanted to marry me, and he's like, who is he? I know his family, I haven't seen him before. And I said, Dad, you don't know him, but
Yeah.
I don't know, he's the one that I want. He's like, okay. He went and investigate around and asked about him, and he came back
Yeah.
later. I didn't know that he was doing that until he came and he said, you know what, I went and I looked for this guy that wanted to marry you, and he's called Theil Tajer.
Till Tajer. Tajer is a business boy.
Yeah, Tajir is a business boy. He said
Yeah.
he's called Til Tajir, but you know what? I don't have a problem. Anybody who works hard for what they want, I'm sure he's gonna be able to take care of you. So, and from that time, he never like talked too much about, oh, I don't want him, or now he knows his personality and who he is by just working at early age to be able to take care of himself. And that actually made my dad happy, because that how he started also. He started at early age. He started depending on himself because he's lost his mom at early age, and he had to depend on himself, and he has to work really really hard. So I
Yeah.
think he saw himself in Teal, and he was happy that he got somebody who's like him, and somebody who's going to be able to take care of his daughter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. And but that name became popular, Til Tajer,
Uh-huh.
because of the things that I sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad because of that name. Um my father-in-law accepted me
Uh-huh.
to marry to this beautiful wife that we've
Okay.
been together for over 20 years now. Just a beautiful, beautiful relationship and friendship that we share together. And so that name Til Tajer, you know, brought
Save
saved me
me,
a lot.
save me.
It's becoming a blessing later on. Yeah.
Okay. So, from um, selling the candies and the relationship that you build with all the school, and end up being your wife through this
Business.
through this business. Um, let's. I wanted you to just tell me a little bit about the relationship built in when it comes to a country.
uh, you know, it's very important for any country to build relationship first with the regional countries and also with the international community. A country is not an island. A country is a part of a global, all the countries that are make up the world. Like South Sudan, for example. It is important to build relationship with other countries. Never push away a country because I don't like them. Sometimes you can disagree on some issues, but you still work,
To
build
agree.
relationship on where the common ground is. So you identify where the common ground is, and where we can work with this relationship. So creating hostilities, and creating problems with your neighbors, for example, or other countries, it doesn't help you. And I want to boil this down to our country, to South Sudan. South Sudan is a small country. It's not as small as a size. South Sudan is the size of Texas. It's a big country, and we are only 12 millions.
Mhm.
But we are the youngest nation in the world. So we have the opportunity to build strategic relationships, strategic partnerships, diplomatic relationships with other countries,
Mhm.
and because you need them. You cannot give what you don't have.
Mhm.
In Arabic, I said فاقد شيء لا
Yeah.
يعطيه. You know, if you don't have, you gotta get it somewhere else. But if you mess your image, you know, in the world, really it become very hard for you
Be
to
trusted.
be trusted. It's very hard for you to be recognized, you know, when important things are being discussed. You know, you are looked down upon because you did not seize the opportunity to build relationship, and also you did not take the opportunity to build your own economy and your own reputation and your own military, your the things that are important infrastructure. You see, all these things are important in building relationship with other countries. um, right now our image is not good in the
True.
world. You know, our image is not it's not cute, it's not pretty, you know. We need to to wake up. We had that title last time, you know, and start building a strategic relationship with countries, so there is peace in the region. You know, we not be the reason to create chaos in the region. We should be the one, a baby that encourage bigger countries
Come and
to
take.
work together in the region, so we have the peace within the country, in the region, and around the world. And what that does is relationship building, is networking with people even that you disagree with. So I love this book by Abraham Lincoln, um, The Team of Rivals. You see, the real m- meaning for that book is, you know, he ran for president, and people were opposing him. So when he won the presidency in the U.S., Abraham Lincoln, he said, the reason these people disagree with me, they have what I don't have. They know what I don't know. So I need them in my administration. You know, so not everybody that disagree with you then is
Your enemy.
your enemy. You know, that person can help you actually thrive, you know, and do well. So we need to start changing our mindset around relationship building and networking. So that is a great question. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, building a relationship is really important. So, even within families, relatives,
Yes.
yeah, sometimes there are some difficult people, relative that is hard to deal with them. But you don't just cut them off and say that, you know what, I don't want to deal with these people. You always find a way to deal with them because they're family. They
Yeah.
need you, you need them, no matter what.
Exactly.
Nobody's in this world can say that I don't need anybody.
That's true.
We all
Need
need
each
each
other.
other,
Yep.
you know.
Mhm.
And what is going on right now in South Sudan, is just, it's lack uh of trying to be like to compromise with a lot of things that we need as a country. So there is something else, honey, that you mentioned,
Mhm.
and it's mm,
Yeah, resilience
resilient
and
and
grit.
greed. Can you tell
Yes.
us a little bit about resilient and
That
greed?
those, you know, Undying Hope, the whole journey of Undying Hope is tied to 4 or 5 words. One is faith. It's a journey of faith. You know, when I was in a will, I didn't know I was gonna end up in Khartoum or in Syria or in America or even come back or all these things. I did not know. So it is faith. faith in God to lead me, to direct me, to direct our steps. The other one is love. Undying hope is a journey of love. You know, you will learn a lot of other things later on that I witnessed and experienced and I went through in northern Sudan or abroad. Those one doesn't make me hold grudges
Against anyone.
against anybody. You know, instead love them and learn from that experience and become an agent of change rather than just, you know, they did this and all that and they, you know, the history, if you remain on holding grudges and hate on other people or other tribes, you just find yourself circling around.
Circling
It's a
around.
vicious cycle, you know. The other thing is hope. That's why it's called Undying Hope. It's a hope that never dies in me since I was a little kid. I keep that hope for better future and wanted to pass it on to the next generation. And then there's resilience and grit that you just mentioned. Resilience is really holding up and to overcome any challenges without giving up. We all face challenges, we all face difficulties, we all face obstacles, but the key is not to give up. Once you give up, the chances are the the good thing is just around the corner. You just need to turn and you find that you give up before reaching there.
It's true. A lot of people do that.
Yes, you know. And then the grit is really that courage to keep moving, you know, that is built around character. So that what Undying Hope is. And all the things that I have done revolve around these five things. And even today's session about, you know, selling things and, you know, building relationships and things
It's
like
all
that.
a journey. Like,
Yes.
it's not an easy
Yeah. Yeah.
thing to do. It's like you have to have the courage
Yes.
to do what you have done, like selling stuff out, selling stuff in a school. Not a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have. Some people sometimes think about stuff to do, but when you think about it, oh, what people are going to think about me,
And then you
that's
end up not doing anything. Yeah. Or if I
and
fail, what people gonna say, you know, and things like that.
but you will never know until you try.
Exactly.
You have to try everything that you
That's-
wanted to do. You
Yeah.
gotta try. You
Yeah.
will, one of the two. Either you will be good at it, or you will succeed in it, or you will fail. But failing is
An
not
option.
bad. Failing
Yeah.
will
This.
help you
Yep.
to learn more. It will
Yeah.
help you to think about where did I go wrong, what did I do wrong, and then you work on it, and then you will try, and I'm sure you can succeed.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's when the resilience
Yeah. Comes in.
comes in. It's by working hard and never give up, no
Yeah.
matter um, no matter what. If you face challenges, you still keep going.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Um,
And
and that's
we are a good example, mommy, and we'll be talking about this
next
yeah,
one of the
you know,
section.
waiting for each other for 7 years.
It's
That
not easy.
Yeah, it's
It
not easy.
wasn't easy.
But because of that is the relationship we share today.
Yeah.
It's because of resilience over the years and over the years, and just keeping hope and keeping that grit. You know,
Keeping hope alive and keep pushing and say,
keep
you know what,
yeah,
I'll do it. And then those things that people go through sometime, you don't know until when you sit back with yourself and you look back and be like,
yeah.
oh my God, did I gone through all of this?
I remember we used to cry every time, like a marriage. You know, a lot of people got
Honey,
married in
can we talk
Egypt.
about that next time?
Yeah, so we
It's a
used to
very
cry.
good topic.
It's a good topic that we'll be talking about, but it resonates with resilience.
With resilience.
Yes,
Yes,
you
yes.
know, and is who we are today.
Actually, also your character do define you.
Yeah,
The things that we go through sometime, either they make us weak or they make us stronger.
yeah,
You know, and like you said earlier, that sometimes people give up when they're almost there.
Yeah,
not knowing
yeah.
that where they're going or the success is just around the corner.
Just around the
And
corner.
it happened
Yeah.
with all of us. It
Yes.
happened a lot.
Yes.
You will be like, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. And
Yes.
then as soon as you give, if you don't have that person to, one person just to encourage you and push you, or
Mm.
you don't have that determination to keep pushing,
Mm-hmm.
then you miss that corner, you know.
Yeah.
But if you keep pushing, then you eventually get there. And
Yeah.
you have been through a lot since you were a child, but all of this taught you how to be strong and how to depend on yourself and how
And
to,
on God,
yes,
indeed.
depend on God. And where you are today, you just didn't come here by luck. You have worked so hard. So I think we gonna stop here.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah.
just to recap, about this is, like we always said, we don't claim to know everything.
Hmm.
We just share what we know, with an open heart and open hand. Um, and and I want to encourage, all parents to give opportunity to their children,
Hmm.
when possible. Also want to encourage children, to support their parents, and not to build, sense of entitlement,
I think we have to
and
show them. They don't know.
they don't
Some of
know.
our kids don't know, so we
Yeah.
have to show them. And usually, it's not as young as you were,
Yes.
but now as teenager, they need to
Mhm.
depend on themselves before they go to
Yeah.
university.
And we have a beautiful country. We love South Sudan with all our heart, and we know best days
Are yet to come,
are yet to come.
and we still have a chance to build relationship with other countries.
Yes.
And we've been really looking bad, so we need to work on ourselves so we can look good,
Exactly.
and build that good image about ourselves as a country.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where we are, it still touch all of us. We're
Yeah.
still South Sudanese.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
love your country.
Yes, yeah.
Always love your country despite all the challenges. We love South Sudan. My wife and I, we love South Sudan with all our heart. Even though we know our country is going through difficulties, but the sun will
One
rise
day, one
tomorrow,
day, one day.
one day.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for those who are watching now and those who will watch later. We appreciate your time. And it's a good time for us, for all of us to learn from each other. As always, we don't know it all, but we share what we have. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Is the future
Yeah.
standing for leadership? Whoa, whoa. Standing for love and unity, standing for education, standing for peace. Undying hope is standing for entrepreneurship, standing for truth and hope that never dies. Standing for leadership, whoa, whoa. Standing for love and unity,
Yes.
standing for education, standing for peace. Undying hope is standing for entrepreneurship, standing for truth. Undying for education, standing for truth.